Here we go. We're going to throw 20 minutes on the clock and get right into this Challengers Division semi-final matchup between San Antonio X Factor and Houston Heat. Houston Heat defending 2012 world title holders. They won an event this year in Chicago. They've won 4 of 9 events that they have played in since their inception here in the PSP. On the flip side, San Antonio X Factor, they've won events in the PSP before, but it's been years since that has happened. They have had a renewed practice efforts and brought some new guys onto the roster. Scotty Kemp having a great event.
Amazing.
And
looking fast.
They have a great lineup right now, and they've worked hard to try to craft this lineup into the best players they possibly can be. So this should be one hell of a battle here.
I got X Factor by 2.
It could happen, man. I mean, Heat had some chinks in their armor, especially in the first day. But we'll see. I mean, those guys, you want to talk about
that
vets.
That can happen.
Split screen break. X Factor to your left, Heat in your right.
There we go.
Here we go.
Heat is they're a force to be reckoned with, man. If they play like they played yesterday, the last game, they're going to be hard to stop.
Yeah.
X Factor loses 1 on the break. It looks like Scott Kemp is landing in that Drita corner, and here comes.
If Chad George is hit,
oh
that's
boy,
a
red flag.
penalty. Yeah.
Oh,
red flag of death.
And
do
then
not want to start.
Colt Roberts
like
going to try to take advantage of that. Colt Roberts coming up to the center to try to shut it down. Billy Bernacchi gets into the snake and starts going to work. So let's see if San Antonio X Factor can do something with this gift they just got from Chad George, who's going to be sitting in that box for the next minute and 48 seconds. Oh, Colt Roberts dropping the ball. He gets shot out of the center.
Hey, but Matty, if anybody can chew off this 2-minute penalty, it's going to be Houston Heat.
Well, that was a bad death in that center. I mean, now Colt's just trying to make something happen, but the problem is now they're even up on body count. So it's Mishka, Sergey, and Fedorov, the 3 Russian killers left alive for Heat, and they've been in this position many times. They've probably been in this position more times than most divisional players have actually played points of paintball. And so if anyone, they're probably going to talk it up, cross it up, and it's going to be up to X Factor. Can X Factor, the 3 X Factor players, push in? And then another thing, too, is that Chad George is going to come out of the box in a minute and 10 seconds.
Yep, and here Billy Bernacchi is in a good spot right here. If Fedorov moves up to cross him up.
Yeah, and that was a great move by Fedorov, but only if it plays out well for him, because Billy Bernacchi could shoot at him, he can shoot at Billy Bernacchi. And Billy Bernacchi fighting here, trying to get a gun. That's a tough gunfighting position. Billy Bernacchi's in a tough spot right here. He has paintballs coming over from Fedorov from the 50-yard line, Dorito, inches over the top of his pack, so he has no breathing room whatsoever. And now he's forced a gunfight in that prone position against Sergey. There's Fedorov, who made the big move into the 50-yard line, Dorito, and that is going to start sucking the time up.
And they concede the point. That was X Factor conceding the point, Matty. But you know what? I kind of agree with that, because
I do too.
What they're going to do is they're just going to sit there, and Fedorov is in a good position to contain Billy Bernacchi, like you said,
and burn that penalty.
And burn the penalty. So hey, let's concede the point. We'll come back out 5-on-4. And they'll maintain the penalty because it's a major penalty.
Hey. Get some momentum going, hopefully, at a point.
And a gift was given to San Antonio X Factor. They weren't able to capitalize on that, but what they need to do is every single point, they have to stay focused. X Factor can't get too crazy. They can't let what happened that last point affect them for the next point. And this is a big opportunity for the franchise. It's a big opportunity for the players on that team. They're going to try to make the most of it. But the thing is they need to just play their game. Play that game that they had played to get themselves here, and not overthink everything too much. Just go out there and feel it. And then if, like Colt needs to come out and get another rep and start shooting people, forget the fact that he got shot out of that bunker. No big deal. It's still close. It's 1-0. They're still going to be on the power play.
Yeah, for sure. And like you said, Matty, I mean, coming out of the field, 5-on-4, you 20% of your firepower, Rab. And, I mean, coming out there, take full advantage of that.
And with Houston Heat, 20% firepower down, that's good.
Yeah, and to keep Chad George in the box, because Chad George has had a tournament attacking up on the snake side of the field. He was picked by most coaches last year as the best snake player of 2012. He's had a hit-or-miss season a little bit, but he was also injured too. So not the season that he had in 2012, but wow, did he have a couple games here in the World Cup. So, wow. Beautiful morning here. It's a little humid, though. Actually, it's a lot humid.
I'm telling you.
It's a cool 95 up here.
Yeah. It's not. It could be worse, man.
This is great. I love it.
And we have the luxury of being up in the tower, but man, you get down in that field and you walk in the grass, the heat radiating off into your feet, it's like a microwave oven. 3 seconds left on your screen. Houston Heat right there, still in the box for another 35 seconds. Here we go.
So on the breakout, can X Factor take advantage of that power play? Chad George will come out of that box in just 27 seconds. And X Factor able to keep all 5 of their bodies alive.
And ref running in right now. You see at top of your screen, if he's hit, that is going to be another bird of death. Looking like he's clean.
Oh, they take off.
Sergey.
Take out Sergey, so that's a big elimination. And as we say that,
And here
looks
comes
like X Factor's in the snake.
Archie Montemayor going to work. That guy's so versatile, man. So versatile, Matty.
Yeah, Archie can play everywhere. And it looks like Colt Roberts getting shot, trying to make a move on that Dorito side. So Colt's struggling here early on.
And Chad George gets out and he makes it alive to the.
Oh, but Fedorov getting shot out. So Archie coming up here in the snake. And Mishka getting shot out. Mishka, I think is that Mishka or Fedorov?
Fedorov.
Yeah, it was definitely
walk.
Fedorov. So Fedorov taking the walk early here.
You know, and here we go. You look at your screen. Todd Morrow backing up Archie Montemayor. Houston Heat effectively grinding out that 2-minute penalty and getting a point out of the whole process. So hats off to them for that. No surprise there. Those guys are really good at doing that, as you said.
But still, that penalty did play a factor here because X Factor San Antonio able to make it up here in Archie into the 50-yard line, and now they take
Sam
out.
Monville and Chad George are both walking at the same time, so.
That should do it here for this point. X Factor, yep, they are going to tie it up. So nice job by Archie Montemayor and Todd Morrow over here on the snake side of the field.
Well played. I mean, that.
Well played.
I think
he got out of the penalty box, and X Factor kept their composure and pulled that one through, and now we've got a 1-1 game.
Yeah, no, I mean, both teams looking pretty strong right here, Matty. I mean, you know.
This is what we thought we'd see, Chris, though.
Yeah.
When we were talking even before this game started off camera, we were talking about how close this game could potentially be. And with 16:31 to go, San Antonio X Factor 4 bodies alive. Colt Roberts, the only guy that died on that D side. He needs to shake it off. Colt, one of the best players on that team. Let's check in with with Lauren Kelly. She is down in with Ryan Brand, Coach X Factor.
Hey guys, I am down here in X Factor's pit with Coach Ryan Brand. You guys just tied it up 1-1 just a few minutes into this game. Heat is defending their World Cup title from last year. So how did you prepare last night to come out and battle them out for it?
We all talked about it last night. It's going to be best team in Texas. We're just preparing for a heavyweight fight. We're going to swing high, then come low, and work the body, and come out later.
All right, we'll see if working the body a little bit works out for them. Stay tuned. It's going to be a good one.
So on paper here, heading into this event, X Factor, not as good on paper as Houston Heat, because Houston Heat, as the story of the past 2 years has been how amazing they've been, able to win 4 events in 2 years. So Houston Heat, they're good at pretty much everything. And X Factor, great attackers, they're pretty good at defending, finishing, and just that the penalties have really killed X Factor this year. That's been the big problem for them. So here we go on the breakout. Both teams 5 strong, and a wider breakout for X Factor as they lose.
Billy Bernaccia, and as Chad George sees that, he comes right into the snake too.
Well, it looks like Scott Kemp, who's played great up to this point, struggling now. He's died off the break twice. And here comes Houston Heat all the way to the 50-yard line in the snake. Chad George wrapping around, starting to get kills, and this is going to be a quick one for Houston Heat here. They still have 5 bodies alive, and the bodies are dropping for San Antonio X Factor. So with just under 16 minutes to play, no one dying for Houston Heat. Stellar work by Konstantin Fedorov, getting 2 kills. Mishka got 1. Chad George stepping up as well, shooting out Colt Roberts. So Monville, George, Mishka, Fedorov, and so nice goal. They all combine here to score this point for Houston Heat to make it a 2-1 game.
What a good point right there by Houston Heat. I mean, control paintball, recognizing where the chinks in the armor, as you would say, Matty are, and getting up the snake super quick, man. Chad George going to work.
Saw Billy Bernaccia eliminating the snake corner and knows, hey, no one in the snake corner, I can get in the snake, I can go down, no one can stop me.
Well, what they're really starting to do is they're isolating that Dorito side. Is that Houston Heat must have watched and done really good homework on San Antonio X Factor, because Scotty Kemp, he had a great tournament. Colt Roberts is having a good tournament. And and they figured out where those guys are going. They're putting a lot of pressure on that Dorito side, and they've completely shut down the Dorito side for San Antonio X Factor here in this match so far. Scott Kemps gets shot off the break twice, and Colt Robert got shot trying to move up, and he also got shot out of the center. So Roberts and Kemp are going to have to find a way to get it done over there on the Dorito side of the field. And also, San Antonio X Factor is going to have to figure out a way to start shooting Houston Heat off the break.
Right, and that's exactly what you're saying. I think that maybe if they match them up and do exactly, mirror what they're doing, hopefully stay alive. I mean, staying alive against Houston Heat on the break, man, is tough because they shoot such good lanes.
And the whole tournament, they've been shooting at least one guy on the break every game. And that's why they're playing here on Sunday afternoon, because you get that quick G, you can start moving down the field. And they capitalize quick. They see that if it's the right elimination on the Dorito corner, snake corner, they can go. No one can stop you.
Yeah, but the whooping that X Factor put on damage.
Oh, man.
I mean,
X Factor has it in.
They have it
they
in. They
definitely
have it.
in.
I was talking to Cole. I was like, hey, you guys, and there's two things I said when we were just talking. I was like, if you bring your A game, you bring the same game you brought to damage, you very well could win this tournament. And also, don't put too much pressure on yourselves, because a lot of times when teams are in this situation, when they fought all year to get here to do this, they put a little bit too much pressure on themselves. They start second-guessing themselves. But X Factor can't do it now. X Factor last year, they took 3rd place here at the World Cup. So it's not like they haven't been here before.
Oh, they've won tournaments, man. On the breakout, here's X Factor, Archie Montemayor.
And it looks like Fedorov is taken out.
Oh, and
that's a big elimination.
3 on the break.
So this is an opportunity here for San Antonio X Factor, and just like that, they figure out how to shoot Houston Heat off the break, and they get 3 kills off the break. So awesome off the break shooting for X Factor.
And look at that right-hand side of your screen. 3 down on the break for Houston Heat. Only people left are Sam Monville and Sergei Shalistikov. Oh, and there goes Sam Monville. And
So
coming down the snake side,
Sergei's
Archie Montemayor.
And Colt Roberts.
Colt Roberts putting it on it.
Yeah, Colt Roberts wanting blood there. Nice job by Colt.
And that's what they got to do, Matty. Shoot them on the break.
Shoot 'em on the break and
get
shoot the
down
big
field.
killers.
Yes. And they shoot the right people on the break.
Well, they did exactly, they did it better than Houston Heat did it to them, as they got 3 kills off the break, but they were able to decimate that Dorito side. And it's the same side that Colton and Scott got shot off the break in the last point. So I think it has something to do with that particular angle coming from that side of the field and shooting towards the Dorito side, as they really got the shots down over there.
And point to point, they don't want to keep showing the same thing over and over, because obviously, like you said, Scott Kemp was having a rough time the first couple points, and Colt Roberts, so changed it up a little bit, which they did, and they put it on the Heat doing those same moves.
Yeah, awesome work. So we'll be right back after this, all tied up at 2 apiece. We got ourselves a game, 14:42 to go.
The 2013 season of the CXBL has officially come to a close. Thanks to all the players and sponsors for once again making the CXBL one of North America's greatest leagues. Stay tuned to buypbl.com on Facebook. The 2014 season is just around the corner.
How many countries I've visited, how many miles you've traveled,
how many paintballs you've shot at different people,
how much baby powder I've used, how many hotels we've trashed,
how many places I've driven,
how many guns I've gone through, how much I love the game.
All the times that you had to tell your family that you couldn't be there for this or that because you were going to play paintball.
How many friends I've gotten out of it.
That's just why I love paintball. That's why I love paintball.
That's why I love paintball. But that's why I love paintball.
This game brought to you by Pro Edge Paintball. Big supporter of paintball down in the Houston area. You got Houston Heat gear, anything you need, visit John at Pro Edge Paintball. And here we go on the breakout. Houston Heat and X Factor tied it 2 apiece, 14:37 to go. Oh, it looks like Billy Bernaccia getting shot off the break, but Chad George dies as well. And the referees are gonna get in there and check out. And that might be a penalty.
Oh.
No, Dimitri Ninos.
Billy Bernaccia comes right down the snake, not even hesitating.
Well, it's Archie Montemayor that got shot and Dimitri, so it's 3-on-2 right now because Jacob Edwards, Fedorov, and Chad George are dead. So these teams really starting to get those off-the-break shots down. But Billy Bernaccia is just able to get a little bit more aggressive over here.
Oh, and here comes Grayson Goff about to put the hammer down on Jacob Edwards.
What a move right there. Good play right there by X Factor. I mean, that was a back and forth in the break battle.
Wow, that's 3 points in a row where we've just seen decimation off the break. So
man,
that's
amazing.
been the story so far. Hopefully these two teams can play clean here and avoid penalties. And wow, so San Antonio X Factor now, they have a 1-point advantage up over Houston Heat. And how is Houston Heat going to react? Starting to lose a lot of players off the break, and that's when you start second-guessing those game plans, second-guessing your running routes, and it's tough because there's only 2 minutes in between points, and in those 2 minutes you have to figure out, okay, well, what's working, what's not working, and then also in your head you're like, okay, God, I just got shot off the break twice in a row. Do I need to have my head up more? Should I stop and shoot real quick on the stunt? Like, what do I need to do to get to my bunker alive?
Yeah, you know, you said it the best. What do you need to do to get your bunker alive? Because I mean, I remember sometimes I think the Avalanche guys are infamous. Used to put a leash on me, say you have to sit in that bunker for a good 10 seconds.
Which never worked.
It didn't work, but so, you tried.
We tried. We did.
Because I mean, sometimes you're over aggressive. You got to chill out a little bit, take a step back, look at the field. What are we doing wrong? And stop getting shot in the break. Make your spot, live, and then let's decipher the game as it works itself out.
And as the game has been unfolding here, X Factor has now found the lanes on Heat, and let's see what Coach Jason Trojan comes up with here now to try to counter this X Factor onslaught that's happening on the break, because they're shooting 2 guys on the break, it seems like, these last 2
Yeah, back and
or
forth
3
game
points.
too. Heat went up, and then now X Factor going up, and then it was tied. This is a great game, man. This is what we want. This is what we want. This is what we were hoping to see here. The battle for Texas, like Ryan Brand said, they want to play for that best team in Texas name. And that's kind of a little bit of a sore spot for San Antonio X Factor, because Heat's been so great the past 2 seasons. X Factor's been trying hard as they can to rebuild their franchise. And also, Houston Heat's full of Texans. I'm sorry, San Antonio X Factor is full of Texans. Houston Heat, a lot of imported stars on that team.
Yeah, but here we go. Split screen breakout. X Factor on your right. Houston Heat on your left.
Sam Monville gets clipped out.
Oh,
and
2
Fedorov,
on the break
2 on the
again.
break again. So
look at
X Factor is finding the lanes on the break.
Oh, they lose Archie, though, so this is a couple games in a row, points in a row, where Archie's hasn't been able to find his way to his bunker off the break.
And if you're going to eliminate some people on the Heat squad right now, taking Fedorov off the field, that's a good elimination to take.
Well, I'm sorry. And also, interesting, X Factor, I think, watched that last game with Vicious and saw all the paint, or just in general, and knowing these points might go long. There's actually 3 players on that team. I think Todd Morrow's one of them. They're shooting. They switch guns. They're shooting Planet's DLSLs, which get more air efficiency. And so knowing that these points might go deep, carrying those extra pods out, because they can get 10 pods out of that gun. So. Yep. Every detail needs to be minded. And when you have, sometimes you got to go to your sponsors and be like, hey, well, our options are these 3 guns. Give me this one, right. Depending on what you need.
And, there's a big movement in the snake right now. Dixon Yang going to work. Now, if you're X Factor, you're up 3-2, and there's 12 minutes left, I would just sit there. Make them come.
Just play disciplined paintball. Keep your composure through this point here.
But they got to win the point.
They got to win the point.
So don't miss an opportunity to move. Just on that principle alone, and then here we go.
As you said, Dixon Yang. Good call right there, Matty. Making the move up the field.
Well, you don't want to force it, but if it's given to you, then man, take it.
And there it is right there. I think
that's
he just
a good shot across the field right
Mishka.
There. That was Mishka taking the walk. Dixon Yang, man, just such a versatile player.
Quiet, keeps to himself, and just does work.
So Dixon Yang, though, he's the only guy over on this side of the field.
There's number 23, Sergey. I mean, Dixon Yang and Sergey Shalashnikov going head-to-head right now. Who do you think wins that battle, Matty?
Oh, man, Sergey's one-on-one skills are stellar.
And it's as soon as, I think that was John Woodley. So John Woodley died over there on the D side, leaving just Sergey Shalashnikov. And that was it. He's going to blow that horn to maintain time on the clock. 12 minutes and 7 seconds to go, which is going to give a 2-point advantage now to San Antonio X Factor. And San Antonio X Factor they did exactly what they needed to do. They maintained their composure, even though early on didn't really look like it was going their way. And they were like, hey, we can do this. Let's just go out there and execute. And that is what's happened here. So 4 points for them, 2 for Houston Heat. 12 minutes and 7 seconds to go here in this game. And this is going to be a good one, because now what is Houston Heat going to do? Houston Heat is just getting destroyed off the break right now by San Antonio X Factor.
And, I guess I heard from our sidelines, our statisticians over there, that Fedorov had a talk with these guys. He said, hey guys, listen, and just like I said before, get to your bunkers, live for 10 seconds, figure out what's going on, and then move down the field. They're playing,
for sure.
They're playing too aggressive. They're getting shot in the break, and once you get shot in the break, you kind of got to step back a little bit, and man, just get in your bunker.
Well, that's that. But yeah, and Heat calls a timeout. That's a smart timeout to call right now, because they need to get that old clipboard out and start looking at this, and also have enough time to talk to these guys and say, hey, okay, well, what's happening to you? How did you get shot? You know, how is it that you are getting shot? Did you get shot out of your bunker? Did you get shot running to your bunker? Let's check in with Lauren. She has Sam Monville from Houston Heat.
I am in Heat's pit right now with Sam Monville. I just saw Fedorov hold his own little team meeting in the pit here. What was he talking about?
Just kind of telling our guys to keep calm. They're shooting us off the break, so got to kind of stay calm, hopefully get another kill or two off the break for us, and just not get shot out of our spots after that, you know. I mean, we're not doing too bad, even though they're shooting one or two of us off the break, but we got to just kind of stay alive off the break from there and work them out from there.
You knew coming out here that X Factor was going to be really hungry for this, obviously, as you are as well. But how, after playing the first few points, do you think you need to adjust your play to get the points on the board and stop them?
Not really. The first point, you know, we went out there and played our game. They didn't shoot as many guys off the break. Even with the penalty, we were able to pull it out. It's realistically, if we can stay alive off the break, even if we have to play them 5-on-5, we have no problem playing them 5-on-5. We'll beat them every time.
All right, well, they're down 2 points right now, but we'll see if they can get some more points on the board. Stay tuned after this commercial.
PaintballDojo.com. Support your favorite pro teams. Get your name printed on pro team gear. PaintballDojo.com. Lifestyle gear for players. Full color and completely custom options. You can build a custom design straight from our website. Gear available for both men and women. PaintballDojo.com. Lifestyle gear for players.
Well, during that quick break here, man, Houston Heat fans really getting it up here in this packed stands. The stands are completely packed, standing room only here. And Houston Heat, Chris, you were saying you think they're going to start tacking up the center. I think that's a great call. We've seen it this weekend that when you guys and the team starts getting chopped up, getting outside, start attacking up that center, it's a little bit easier to get up there. And here it comes, John Woodley all the way up the center. And John Woodley now going to try to shut down on that snake side, but they still lose a body, and they have two trapped in that stand-up.
Yep, and Jacob Edwards gets taken out, so he's off the field.
Yeah, and look for Colt Roberts. You see him on the right side of your screen. He's going to come get John Woodley.
And he knows he's there. I'm sure his coaches are telling him he's there off the sidelines that he's there, so here he comes. There it is, trade.
Oh, and I don't know, John Woodley.
Good move.
You gotta watch that,
Colt,
man.
That's like, be careful, Redville right there. Red Flagville.
Redville. So down to 3 players.
Hey, good job, Colt Roberts. Get up there, drop that hammer.
Get the guy that's going to do the most damage to our team potentially. I can get him off the field.
Yeah,
He just did that.
and because now they still have the advantage. It's 4-on-3 right now with this 2-point lead. It's going to be up to the 3 Russians, Mishka, Sergey, and Konstantin,
again.
in order to try to make something happen here. And X Factor, they have good field position, but not too far up the field, but they have spread the field out wide. And they're just going to roll those guns as much as they possibly can.
Oh, taking the walk. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Matty.
Mishka.
That's number 77. Mishka getting shot, so down to 2 players. Sergey and Konstantin Fedorov going to have to pull it out.
The door is opening right now for San Antonio X Factor. If they are able to put this point on the board here and go up 5-2, wow. That's really making a statement to the league. They're going to have they're only 2 points away from assuring their spot in the final.
Man, and this is the San Antonio X Factor that we saw play
Play
damage and
Play
put
damage.
stomping.
They
think
curb stomp
that
damage
was
so
that's
bad.
Maddie, that's what you were saying yesterday. Open mouth, insert teeth on curb,
Yeah.
kicking back in the head
It was
repeatedly.
because with that, and this is the San Antonio X Factor we've been waiting to see for 3 years now. We've been waiting to see this team step up and really make the most of their level of talent. They've been working so hard. Check out ETV's The Roster. We just premiered the first episode, and go to Planet Eclipse's website. You can buy the series. It's not very expensive, and it's worth a look, man. My God, such an interesting story behind the scenes. They have a mini camp tryout where they bring all these kids out and they try to fight through, and they've gone through some roster changes. They lost Mike Alcover, a longtime player, to Moscow Red Legion. And it's, anyway, fascinating story here. San Antonio X Factor looking awesome right now against Houston Heat. We'll be right back. Can Houston Heat get back in this matchup? They have enough time, 10 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock, but they have not been able to stay alive against this off-the-break shooting.
Hey, but look at this,
San Antonio
Maddie.
X Factor.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Maddie, but look at the far corner on Houston Heat's side.
I think somebody's hurt.
Yeah, he's definitely hurt. Let's get a shot on that real quick. Back corner on Houston Heat in the Dorito.
Yeah, he's still lying on the ground.
You see him on the right side of your screen
well, the
there.
referee didn't. Yeah, is he? I can't even
Oh,
tell.
he's-
I'm blocked
that's-
out right now. I can't see that spot.
That's John Woodley, I believe.
Oh,
He is
yeah,
definitely,
I think he dislocated his shoulder.
No, he dislocated his shoulder for sure. He just got to pop it back in. He's like, okay, I can do this.
My God, that's about as tough as tough as nails.
No.
Is that Woodley?
That's John number 1.
Well, he's not hit, but his shoulder is dangling out of the socket. It looks like right now.
Yep.
Which makes my shoulder immediately start hurting.
man.
My whole body,
I'm
body
hurting
hurts
right
I'm
right now.
getting chills actually just talking about it. So, man, you want to talk about?
Hey, you know what?
You want
X
to talk about
Factor-
taking one from the team?
They got to take advantage of the situation. Go shoot him in the shoulder.
And they just take out Fedorov.
There
right
goes
now.
Fedorov taking the walk. John Woodley's out of the game right now, so to speak.
He literally told the ref, "Get away from me. I'm not hit. I'm fine. Leave me alone. Just
I'll
give me a
work through
second.
this."
I'll work through it."
You know, hats off to John Woodley. What a trooper, man. He took a big digger, though, man. I saw it in the break, and I didn't mean to interrupt you, Maddie.
No,
but
I didn't know what was going on because I
There-
saw him and he was.
there goes Sam Monville, and there's number 57, Chad George, trying to hold it down. But John Woodley still in pain in his bunker. Look at him. His shoulder's just dangling there like a piece of meat hanging out to dry to make beef jerky.
Wow.
You want to talk about gumption?
Oh,
Yeah,
right? No kidding,
I
right?
I'm lost for words right now. He's still.
You can
still
see him,
there.
see him on the right side of your screen, top left corner, back corner, Dorito bunker.
A lot of heart. Yeah, a lot of heart from that kid right there. It doesn't get any more heart. There's no more heart filled than that.
There goes number 23, Sergey, taking the walk.
He's either got to walk off the field now or grab that gun. If you're going to be there.
You might as well grab the gun and start shooting.
Yeah,
I see what he's doing.
Yeah,
I got it, but at this point, either get up and walk
Watch,
off.
he's going to grab his gun. Now watch.
I think he's in so much pain, to be honest. He probably would have grabbed his gun
honestly,
by now if he could
yeah.
have.
No, I definitely agree with you. I mean,
Probably been focusing on getting his shoulder back in its joint.
anybody who's ever popped their shoulder out I think I threw my hip out one time, but that was like in a freak gasoline fight accident.
Well,
But look at John Woodley picking up his gun. Look at that. Look at that, Matty.
so John Woodley with his, I think his shoulder might actually still be out of its joint.
It's definitely out of his joint.
Yeah, you could
Good
see
Lord
it.
Almighty. Oh, man.
So John Woodley, the point's finally going to be conceded. So you want to talk about giving it your all?
Wow.
Wow.
Look
Wow.
at that.
That
He's
is-
like, just
Wow.
do it. Man. I'm even in pain up here.
Yeah,
Looking at that.
The refs are helping him off the field right now, and you know, the refs are, you can see them all helping him out right now. It's tough because
and here,
what they need to do is they need to get somebody over there that knows how to put a shoulder. I think it finally popped. Yeah.
Well, and Jason Trozen take his goggles off running down the field.
I think it finally just shoulder just popped back.
Oh my
in the
Lord
joint.
Almighty!
Yeah, it did because he's moving it again.
Oh,
it's too bad. Poor John Woodley.
God, man, he's such a young, you know, kid
and he's
too,
athletic.
man. Well,
very athletic.
I wish we had a replay in that because I saw it in the break. Man, he took a digger too, bro, and it was. Ugh, I don't even want to talk about it. But hats off to John Woodley, man. A lot of gumption, as you said. I mean, the kid has a lot of heart. But still, nonetheless, 6-2 in favor of.
Yeah, well, you know what? I've seen guys. There's been multiple times, you know, notable in the World Cup performances. Brandon Short dislocated his shoulder one time, put it back in, and then was able to. He put his shoulder back in and then got a kill, and they actually ended up winning that point. And that's happened to Rusty Glaze. There's been a couple of times, and then there's different ones too, because there's guys that have reoccurring shoulder injuries where it's just kind of a thing that happens. It's still terrible, it's painful, but they're used to it. And then there's when it happens that first time, it's always a real big shock to the system, which is what had happened to Brandon. So I don't know if that's something that normally happens to John.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I've never seen it happen either. But my God, I can't. Words fail.
Yep.
Really, to be honest, describing the heart that kid just showed.
Yeah, man. I mean, I would have walked off the field crying. Yeah. Ow. Ow.
Here
but
we are,
hey,
7:59 left. San Antonio X Factors 1 point away from making the World Cup final.
And here we go. Watch them come up the middle.
Heat.
They're going to come right up the middle on the break. Here comes Houston Heat. Losing one in the break, though.
X Factor
losing one. Chad George also takes the walk. You see on your screen there Sam Monville holding it down. Sergei Shalishnikov, Mishka. Oh, and losing another one. There goes Colt Roberts, Matty.
Well, the thing is there's definitely enough time for Houston Heat to come back. And they've now shot Dixon Yang and Dimitri Nino. So Houston Heat trying to win one here for LJ Woodley.
All it takes is one to get the momentum going, Matty.
They finally got one. So now they're only down 3, and by the time they hang this up, probably about 7 minutes and 20 seconds left.
Plenty of time.
X Factor needs to really not let this slip out of there. I mean, it is completely. You want to talk about X Factor getting themselves an opportunity? Well, here it is, and they got a gift from the paintball gods yesterday when Damage, who'd been not doing well at this event, smoked Edmonton Impact in their last game. So it looks like John Woodley is going to be taking the field for this next point.
I never had a doubt.
Jesus.
I mean, hey. I've seen that kid come up. I've seen that kid come up from, the divisional ranks. I played against him on a couple teams. I played with him, and I mean, I'm a John Woodley fan, to be honest with you. I like the kid.
Well, when I first started seeing him last year, was just impressed by his level of gumption early on and at such a young age. We'll be right back after this.
A&S Gear is having their World Cup Super Sale. We've got A&S pods for half off. A&S gas tanks starting as low as $99.95. We've got swabs so cheap that you can throw them away. You can get Nelson paint arriving at your door, $31.95. Jerseys, we've got them starting at $4.95. And pants, starting at $29.95. Shop now at ansgear.com and don't miss out on the biggest paintball sale ever.
Welcome back. I'm down in the Heat pit now with John Woodley. You guys are down 3 points against X Factor, 3-6. But you looks like you injured yourself 2 points ago. Can you tell me what happened?
Just diving into the corner. I stuck pretty hard. It's pretty, torn up back there. So stuck right in. My shoulder popped out. I couldn't. I usually can just stand up straight and get it back in, but there was a snake and people were shooting at me, so I couldn't really get it back in. Just try to stay alive back there, Are
you gonna be sitting out and taking it easy, or are we gonna see you on the field?
I mean, I don't want to, so I can fight through it. Have before.
All right, we'll see if he gets back out there. It's 3-6 right now. We'll see if they can get some points on the board.
The stones on that kid are as big as Gibraltar.
That's the best line of the day.
Okay, I'm out.
We're leaving.
Oh, jeez.
I mean,
dang,
God.
that was a good one. Jeez.
I mean,
Oh,
John,
why is it always
well,
me?
it's
Why-
inspired by John Woodley. I mean, Jesus, like that.
Man,
you can't say enough about the heart in some of these guys. And I mean, John Woodley, what an inspiration to younger players out there fighting through adversity. Unbelievable.
Yeah, man, unbelievable. Like you said, you know, he's a good kid, and he wants to be out there. He'll tape his arm to his side and just go out there, one-arm gangster gatting. You know, but let's see if Houston Heat can bring this back. They brought it back within 3 points, 7:16 left in this game. San Antonio X Factor 1 point away from solidifying themselves to go on to the finals.
Wow. Well, they got to execute, though, right now, because Houston Heat, the fire is definitely in them right now as they came back and stopped X Factor that last point to pull within 3. So with 7 minutes and 16 seconds left to go here, the ball completely in San Antonio X Factor's court. All they need to do is put up one more point, and they will advance to the final. And then they will play the winner of the Impact Ironman game, which is coming up next. So share this across your social networks. Let everybody know that you're watching the best paintball players in the business throw down here in the biggest event in the world, biggest paintball event in the world here at PSP 2013 World Cup.
Here we go, Maddie, on your screen. Houston Heat on the breakout. Can they do it on the break? 5 alive, looking like for Houston Heat.
X Factor loses 1 to the Dorito corner there, so it's 5 on 4.
Yeah, 5 on 4, and X Factor's big off the break kill here. Yeah, and see Chad George is trying to live on the edge over here. And X Factor, they got to tighten it up in their spots, man. Colt Roberts dying out of that center. You know, they really need to look at themselves here and go out and earn this win. Heat is not just going to roll over and die for
Absolutely
them.
not.
This isn't a prelim game. This game means something. And Heat wants to defend their title. They do not want to lose a point here. They lose Sam Monville. So that's going to slow things down. It's going to slow the push down over here a little bit. They still have 4 bodies looking at 3. So Sam Monville coming off. So who on San Antonio X Factor is going to step up and get a kill to even this up here?
And there goes another X Factor player out of the corner. You see him walking off right there. 2 players left.
X Factor starting to throw this point away here as Grayson Goff trying to move up. He gets shot, and Todd Morrow is going to be forced to tap out. And here comes Houston Heat. They're going to pull within 2 with 6 minutes and 5 seconds to go. Houston Heat mounting a big comeback right now as Chad George sprints that flag in, trying to use as little time as possible.
As much time.
Yeah, and he wants to save as much time as possible. Fedorov
and you know, watch that last point. Sorry to interrupt you, Maddie. Archie, I don't think needed to go where they were in the middle of the field. I don't think he needed to go out to that snake.
Well, he was trying to spread the field to slow Heat down.
I get it.
But that's the risk, though. Big risk there, and it did not pay off for Archie Montemayor, so he came off early, and that was pretty much it. Because after that, Grayson Goff was forced to do some sort of damage control and try to get better position. We're looking in the pits for Houston Heat, and it looks like Woodley might be coming out for this next point. I don't know. We'll see. He's kind of scurrying to get ready. I think Woodley is going to come out for this next point. So with just under 6 minutes to play, the score is going to be 6-4. There it is, put on the board. Yeah, it looks like Woodley might be heading out to play this point. So that was the question: is it something that has happened before? Because he was so calm over there with that injury. Again, not allowing the ref to pull him out. And the rule on that is that it's up to the player's discretion in an injury if they want to come off or not. He wasn't shot, and he didn't leave his gun behind. You're not allowed to leave your equipment behind him. I mean, the gun was right behind him, but
right next to
there's a 2-foot little radius there, as long as you don't leave that radius. And so he just gutted it out. They didn't win that point, though, but still, amazing performance. It looks like he is going to be coming out. Is he coming out to play this next one? No, I think he was just helping get people ready. So here we go. Chad George, Mishka, Konstantin Fedorov, Sergei Sonaiskov heading out to play for Heat, and San Antonio X Factor sends out Grayson Goff, Scott Kemp, Colt Roberts, and Billy Bernaccia. And also Archie Montemayor. So here we go. Can X Factor finally seal the deal here and move on to the final? Or is Houston Heat going to continue their comeback? And Archie is struggling over there. Archie, you got to earn that bump. You can't just run blindly through that lane while you have 2 players shooting it. And so now that 4 bodies left alive for X Factor, Goff, Kemp, Robertson, Bernaccia, they have got to get those lanes down. Stop losing gunfights. Billy Bernaccia getting shot in his back corner bunker, and they're starting to give these points away to Houston Heat. Houston Heat playing with some tenacity here and really looking like they want to tie this game up, but they still have to put 2 points on the board just to tie it up.
And now in position, they're putting themselves in the position to get this next point. Here comes Mishka to the left side of the A. They're going to lock down that Dorito side, and Chad George is going to try to go to work here.
Yeah, so Chad George in good field position on the Snake side. There's the stats, 31 kills on the event here, is one of the kill leaders. And Chad George is going to try to get across that gap and here.
Takes out Scott Kemp.
You know, man, X Factor is just getting beat to the punch by Houston Heat right now. And the crowd goes wild for Houston Heat, and they're coming back. Houston Heat making this big 3 unanswered points for Houston Heat right now as they pull within 1 with 4 minutes and probably about 34 seconds to go here. As long as that hang is clean, it will be 5-6, still in favor of San Antonio X Factor, but San Antonio X Factor starting to give this game back here to Houston Heat, losing gunfights and getting shot in little bumps. They are lost some players off the break too, but if they want to move on, I mean, again, this was their game to win. If they lose this one, they have no place but to look but themselves. And Houston Heat is not a team that's just going to roll over. Yeah, Chad George running point after point here, pouring water on him, trying to get him cooled down. Here, this humidity starting to set in. Down here in Polk City, Florida, a little outside of Orlando. Matty Marshall with Steve Rabakoff and Chris Soya calling the games up here, and man,
we got ourselves a game.
Yeah, we got ourselves a game.
It didn't look like it for a second there at 6-2, but hey, like you said, Houston Heat is a reigning world champ. They're not going down easy, and here it is, 6-5. The pressure's on X Factor. What are they going to do here?
I think, you know, well, I think
stop losing gunfights.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just something about that side of the field that Houston Heat was on, shooting this way, that just seems to be more bodies coming off the field. Now they're switching sides of the field, so let's actually see if that comes into play, because Houston Heat, I'm sorry, X Factor seem to be shooting more people from this side of the field than they were from this side of the field. So let's see if that comes into play. Maybe there's a small inch error. You know, this field's pretty symmetrical. Like they map it out, they line it out.
Well, it also left-handed and right-handed. Some guys, I mean, obviously these guys can shoot normally as well left-handed as they can right-handed. There's the coach of Ryan Brand just chomping at the bit here. Yeah, sweating profusely, not just because of the heat and humidity.
Well, I'm sure it's because of the heat. I get it. Sorry.
Yeah, so both these teams at full strength here, 5 alive. Konstantin Fedorov, the kill leader for Houston Heat with 7, but everybody's contributing. Mishka has 4, Sergey 3, Monville 6, and Chad George 5. Now, can San Antonio X Factor live off the break?
No, they don't. They lose 1.
Yeah, but Chad
no,
George,
here comes a death flag.
San Monville getting shot off the break.
There's Major penalty.
Major penalty on San Antonio X Factor. That might do it. They still have a lead right now. So can they fight through this penalty here? Or is X Factor going to lose the biggest heartbreaker they've potentially had in their history? And there's Chad George in the Snake trying to fight back. Houston Heat. And here goes a big fill out. Right, just get out there. Yeah, so he's just running up. I thought he was going to pull his gun up for a second, but he was able to make it out wide. This might help him take some time off. It's just Archie in the back corner bunker here. Can Archie stay alive? No, Archie gets shot, and now it's tied up. But Houston Heat still on the power play with 4 unanswered points. So X Factor shooting themselves in the foot here, not only by losing tons of gunfights, getting shot on bumps, getting shot off the break. Amazing performance by Houston Heat to tie this game up, and then a major penalty by Billy Bernaccia. Oh man, and that is just the worst possible thing that could have happened for San Antonio X Factor.
Because now it's tied 6-6.
Hey, the last time I checked, this was a race to 7. Okay,
Yeah.
And so you got to play a complete game if you want to play in the finals here.
Trust your teammates that they can get the job done. You get hit, leave. I know that it gets crazy out there. It's hard, but man, come on! This is to go to the finals.
Houston Heat looking solid, man. Amazing job by them. as we're looking at the X Factor pits, but they need to do the same thing right now that they did earlier on in this match when Heat took an early lead, is that just shrug it off, whatever. Okay, so we got 4 guys, whatever. Whatever, let's just shoot a body off the break. Let's get our guy out of the box, and let's win this point and close the game out. The next team to win a point will take the victory. And San Antonio X Factor is still in this, though. I mean, they still have 4 bodies alive out there, and those are 4 killers. So all they need to do is just try to take a minute and 20 seconds off that penalty, and get Bernacchi out of the box. And I don't know, this is going to be a crazy start to this point. No matter, it's going to come down to the break, though. X Factor needs to keep those 4 bodies alive and try to get a kill themselves off the break. If they don't do that, it's going to be incredibly hard for them to win against the 5 players that Houston Heat is sending out. Those 5 players have basically been the core of that team, doing the majority of the killing for them for the past 2 years. And those guys have won 4 events, and they won last year's world title. So no wonder that they've come back and got in this match that, you know, we thought X Factor was going to run away with.
Yeah, and the confidence that Houston Heat has right now, man, they probably just like, nah, we're not losing this. This is impossible. So here we go.
They have a lot of wind in their sails right now.
Here we go, and so X Factor goes off the break, and they lose Colt Roberts off the break.
They take out Sam Monville,
but Colt Roberts able to shoot Sam Monville.
Sam Monville actually slipped in the break and fell in the dead spot.
So there it is.
So Colt Roberts gets shot off the break, gets Sam Monville out of there, though, and there's no one on the snake side for Heat yet.
Another player going
another
down
body coming off for Houston Heat, so the door opens a little bit, but Mishka Kesnev makes a move up the center.
And that move right there, if X Factor even tries to go down to the rear side, Mishka will chop them up.
Well, yeah, but let's see. He's going to have to execute in there. Now he's trying to shut down the snake side. I don't hear any communication coming from X Factor, though. X Factor's going to need...
Oh, they just blast Mishka.
Oh,
man.
Man, Mishka drops the ball for Houston Heat. I think that was Archie Montemayor who wrapped around and got a shot at him. My God, what an amazing job by I think that was Archie that wrapped around. That might have done it for X Factor. There's only 2 players left alive for Houston Heat, Sergey and Konstantin Fedorov.
20 seconds left in the penalty box. What side of the field is he going to
He's going to come out. He's going to come to the snake side for sure.
They still have to score the point, though, because if it goes 6-6, then they are going to head into overtime. So right now, Heat, the 2 players left alive, they're going to cross it up and try to play for this tie. And they're also going to try to get a shot on Bernacchi coming out of the box. Here he comes. Which way is he going to go? Billy Bernacchi decides to go strong side on the D side, and he makes it out clean. And here comes a
down
big
the far
move.
side.
Oh, a giant move.
Is he trade?
There was a trade out.
It was a trade out, and that was Scotty Kemp continuing to have a good event.
3-on-1, Maddie. We have Grayson Golf, Archie Montemayor, and Billy Bernacchi against Sergei Shelishnikov. But if anybody can pull it off, it'll be Sergei.
Sergei's a killer for sure, but he has a giant, huge problem in front of him with 3 bodies for San Antonio X Factor left alive. And they finally take out Sergei.
And that's going to do it.
And that is going to do it. So congratulations to San Antonio X Factor, as X Factor.
Man, just looked like they were done, and they pull out the point in the penalty.
My God. And just when we thought it was going to be Houston Heat again heading to the finals here
at
the 2013 World Cup, X Factor able to, at the very end, completely redeem themselves. And look at the dejected Sergei Shelishnikov, whose season is over with. They are done.
Good job, X Factor.
As they get eliminated here by San Antonio X Factor.
That got a little crazy up here in the booth.
That was the best game. I mean, we've seen a lot of good games this weekend. Sorry for us screaming in the microphone, but I'll tell you what.
We're feeling it just like everybody else at home. We're watching the game with you guys.
I kept my composure.
You kept it?
I did. Great game right now. I said by 2, but I guess it was by 1.
Wow.
I did call that.
Unbelievable.
They gave us, that was an amazing game.
Wow. You know what? Hey, it was an amazing game. Hats off to Houston Heat for bringing it back from a 5-point deficit. I mean,
what a game. What a game. What a game. And hey, good job by, again, I hope that LJ is going to be okay with that shoulder. Seems like it's something he's used to, but still, it's a bummer.
Too. And once you have an injury like that, it's reoccurring, man. It never goes away. Once you hurt yourself, you just kind of got to, not so much baby it, but taking a dig like he did. Look at the X Factor team walking out on the field right now. Todd Morrow, Colt Roberts, Dixon Yang taking the walk. Good sportsmanship right now by Houston Heat.
So crazy. I couldn't believe that Mishka lost that gunfight up there in the center. That was basically it. You know, I think that was Archie that came around and shot. Yeah, it was. So Archie Montemayor ends up being the hero. Well, everyone on X Factor deserves a giant pat on the back, but Archie with his 8 confirmed kills, 8 for Grayson, 7 for Colt Roberts, 4 for Kemp, and Kemp had that big run through down the Dorito side of the field. What an amazing performance by all the guys on the roster for San Antonio X Factor to send them into the finals. Who are they going to play? Well, that remains to be seen. It's either going to be Edmonton Impact or the Los Angeles Ironmen. That game's coming at you next, and that game potentially could be as crazy as this game. We will see. I don't know. That's a tall order. Let's check in with Lauren Kelly. She's with Grayson Goff. The victor's here. Let's check it out.
Hey guys, I'm down here on the sidelines with Grayson Goff of X Factor. Oh my gosh, that was such an intense game. They just beat Heat by 1 point, 7-6. Grayson, how does it feel to know you kicked Heat, the defending champs, out of the finals?
It feels amazing. It really does. I mean, they're honestly, they were the team to beat after watching all the games last night. So, I mean, you know, right now I feel like we're the team to beat. Yeah.
Going into that last point before the buzzer went off, what is running through your mind?
Oh, don't get any more penalties, because that's what almost put us in that situation where we almost lost. So, yeah, just try to stay out of the box, shoot them. You know, they shot our outside guys, so we had to catch them slipping, and we did. So.
Yes, you did. Congratulations. Next up, though, is Ironman versus Impact. Who do you want to be battling out for first place?
I'd like to see Impact. They're another GI Sports team, so I'm rooting for Impact right now.
All right, well, congratulations. Beat all the odds. They weren't a top 4 team, and now they are going to the finals. Coming up is going to be Impact versus Ironman right after these commercials.